So this next practice, we are going to start learning how to play against a zone. So in order for us to learn how to play against a zone, we're going to have to understand what the zone looks like so that when we see it, we know that they're playing in a zone. We should understand kind of the strength of a zone. Why do teams even play a zone? And that will better help us be able to break the zone down when we play our offense. So in order to play an offense against a zone, you kind of need to understand what the zone is. So this video is kind of to give you a very, very brief rundown of what the zone is, what it looks like, and the strengths of a zone. So why do teams play the zone? So let's start off by talking about, well, let me just explain. So these players are going to, let's pretend like these players are us on the perimeter on the outside. These players are going to be the team that plays a zone. Okay, and a 2-3 zone is most likely what we're going to see when at this age. So 2-3 zone means you have two players that play up on top and are responsible for movement up on top like this. Okay, depending on where the ball is, they move. All right, and you have three players in the back here. So these players are kind of responsible for this, defending this space here, this space over here, and this person is responsible for defending anybody who comes in the house for the most part. All right, so it kind of looks like this. So a 2 and then 3 in the back. Right. So this is the ball. Right. So if the ball's played up on top, this is not going to be our offense, by the way. We're going to change up our offense a little bit. However, in order for you to grasp the concept of a 2-3, I'm going to keep these players on the outside. If the ball is up here, these two people are responsible for kind of staying neutral, right? So the idea is they just don't want anybody in the house, okay? So this player then, let's say, passes here to this wing player. Then this player is going to shift over. So now this player is responsible, B is responsible for guarding the ball, but she's not, then depending on the team and the player and the coach, depending on how they want to play this, they might go and actually play ball and put pressure on the ball, or they might actually just sink like this. So be prepared that if they're not pressuring you, don't be weirded out by that, because that might be part of the plan in their 2-3 offense, or in their 2-3 zone, I mean. So they might go put pressure, they might not. This player is going to sink back in, right, and protect this middle area. This player is going to sink over here. This player is going to come here, here, here. So they all kind of move together, right? If as you can see that. And the idea is they're really trying to protect this house, all right? So let's say the ball gets passed here to the corner. This player is now responsible for going to put pressure out here. This player is responsible for any player that maybe pops up on top here, as well as this player. This player is going to sink here, and this player is going to sink back here. This player is responsible. Now they're not going to go and play defense out here. They're going to sink back. That's part of a 2-3. It's a zone. They're not really guarding us they're not really guarding us high and tight, right? Unless we're in the house. That's kind of the idea of the zone. So that's what that looks like here. Let's skip past all the way up here. So these two come here. They shift here. Let's say it gets passed here. It's the same thing, just on the other side. This person comes here. This person sinks back here, here, like this. Something like that. And let's say if it gets passed to here in the corner, then this person is responsible here. This person is going to sink back in and in like this. This person's going to protect here. This person's responsible for this player if there's a pass or if there's a cut. If there's a cut here, this player, a cut here, this player is responsible for that. This player is responsible maybe for the skip pass, kind of watching this, but also really what they're responsible for, these two players or anybody in the middle here. Okay? So if we take a look at why would a team run a 2-3 zone, okay? Well, a team is going to run a 2-3 zone if the opposing team that they play is really good at dribble penetration and getting to the hoop, which in our case we're a team that's good at that. All right. So anytime you want a defense that really protects the house, this is the defense that they're going to set up, a 2-3 zone. And now if you look to see, there's not very much space to get in, right? So as we were moving the ball around, there's not very much space to get in. And so part of our offense has to be finding holes and being patient. We'll talk about that in another video. But to understand why a team might want to play a 2-3 zone, it's because they really cram all their players into the house and they really protect the house. It's forcing the other team to shoot on the outside, and it's protecting against the dribble attack, which our offense is very heavily dribble attack offense. All right. The other reason why a team would probably play a 2-3 zone is because if you look, because they're forcing the shot on the outside, let's say this person takes the shot, look at how many players they have around the hoop already to rebound. So that's something to keep in mind when we are attacking the hoop and when we start talking about what offense we're going to play and how we're going to attack this 2-3 zone. So, but if you look, just notice that in a 2-3 zone, there's a lot of rebounders, okay? That's not to our advantage. That's definitely a disadvantage for us as an offense because we have players on the out. And so when we attack, we got to make sure that we're attacking. If we shoot or if we lay up or whatever, we got to make sure that we're trying to get our numbers in as well to get